Oh my God, I almost got him. Hold on, guys. I think my pizza's here.
Hi. One big sausage pizza.
Big sausage? I ordered pepperoni.
Oh, so sorry. Is there anything I can do to make it up to you?
Pretty much every dude has seen this exact scenario go down before. Unfortunately, not in real life. That's not how it works. Ready? I want y'all to take a look at this graph right here. So this is a study that shows the number of young men not having sex between the ages of 18 and 30. And from 1989 to 2008, for men and women, it was about the same, about 15% not having sex. But since then, it has skyrocketed for men up to 28%, but for women, it has stayed about the same. Basically, men have been hurting, not really hooking up with girls over the last 10 years, but women, it hasn't really changed. And already it goes even deeper than that because this other chart shows that the number of young male virgins, this means guys who have never hooked up with someone, right? It's not just the past year, it has more than tripled over that same time period. It's almost quadrupled from 8% up to 27%. So obviously the question is why? Why has this happened? And I want to take a look at a few interesting data points. The first one is that 2007 is when the original iPhone was released, and since then, everybody and their grandmother literally has bought smartphones. We're all using them all day. We're less social because of it. And along with smartphones have come dating apps. For example, Tinder, you can see the growth of monthly average users here from 2012 when it was released to 2015, where it got all the way up to 24 million users per month. And that doesn't even account for the last 7 years. It's grown more since then. But what doesn't make sense is that both guys and girls use Tinder and dating apps. So why is it only the guys who are hooking up less? And if anything, you would think, well, maybe people should be hooking up more because of dating apps, but obviously we're not seeing that in the data. Well, something else interesting that's grown over that time period is the porn industry. This chart shows the growth in revenue over that same time period. And this doesn't even account for the fact that free porn is way easier to find and way more available now than ever as well. And if we take a look at this other study here, you can see that it is exponentially more men than women who use porn, which is not going to surprise anyone. But that poses a particularly possible explanation that, guys are just going to the internet now to satisfy their urges instead of having to figure it out in the real world. But regardless of what the exact cause is, this is an extremely troubling trend, especially if it were to continue. Can you imagine if in 5 to 10 years, now it's 48% of men who are sexless? And that's why I think really the even more important question here is, what does this mean for us as men? And what can we do to make sure that we're not part of this ever-growing statistic? Look, bro, real quick, right now if you're not satisfied with your dating life, maybe you've just focused more on your career because it's easier and you're just putting off handling your dating life because you're not sure what to do. Maybe you're just not consistently meeting the types of high quality girls that you're interested in. The point is, I just quickly wanted to let you know about my private coaching program, the Beast Dating Coaching Program.
My dating life before this was pretty trash, and now I have a roster of girls, and it's I come back from vacation and I'm literally scheduling out what nights I can meet with what girl.
So the results that this has led to for me is I'm actually getting dates.
My first week already using the Hinge, and I got about maybe 5 numbers and I met 2 of those girls already.
Over the past few years, we've helped hundreds of guys to master this new dating market because, let's be honest, what worked 5 years ago doesn't work anymore. And we do this by giving them a step-by-step blueprint that shows them how to approach in different scenarios, exact scripts to use for online dating to quickly set up first dates, how to run the first date so you can easily get second and third dates, and also, and more importantly, they get 5 live video coaching calls every single week with myself and the other coaches so that we can personally help them overcome whatever obstacle they're facing until they eventually get to that point where they're dating the types of girls they want. Anyway, we're looking for a few more motivated guys to bring on, so if you're interested, you can go to beast-coaching.com or click the first link down in description to learn more and apply now. If we think you're a good fit, we will get right back to you. Let's keep this video rolling. So I'll be honest, when I first saw these numbers, I was very surprised because I would have thought Look, there's always going to be simps and incels and afraid dudes. I was one. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 21. I used to be part of that statistic. And, you know, yeah, technology and times change, but people for the most part are going to stay the same. But obviously I'm wrong, because a tripling 3 times the amount of dudes not getting laid, that is a very significant number. But the more I thought about it, the more it makes sense, because women who are above a certain level of attractiveness, like, opportunities are gonna present themselves to them. They don't have to do anything. Even back in 2005, before all this smartphone technology, they were gonna get approached at the bar, at the gym, the grocery store, wherever. And it's funny to me because I think us men, dating apps give us this illusion that, oh wow, we can meet all these new girls now, but then when we get on them, like when I first got on them, I got no matches with attractive girls, and I think it can actually become something that's very disillusioning and depressing, and I would bet that a lot of guys don't see any matches and they just give up on their dating lives completely, because they're like, what's the point of approaching a girl in person? It's not going to work.
And another thing that's really impacted women is Instagram, so they know their worth, they know how attractive they are, because they have constantly guys in their DMs.
Yeah, that's a good point. If we take a look at the growth of Instagram over this same time period, it is insane, probably bigger than the growth of anything else we've looked at today. Like, confidence truly used to be king. You could be a guy that didn't have that much status, maybe you're a plumber or bartender, but you approached a girl and you had a decent shot. But now in the back of her head, she's thinking about that Instagram DM she got last night, even if the guy was across the country, and she's making this comparison. The point is, all of these technological changes have made things a lot more difficult for men, and for women, if anything, it's gotten easier. Bro, some mean gains, bro, today. Workout complete. So I know this video has probably felt a bit depressing so far, and to be fair, we're talking about some pretty depressing statistics and realities, but there's something you gotta keep in mind. If 28% of guys are not getting laid, well, that would mean that 72% of guys are getting laid. And it shouldn't be that hard for you to be in the top 72% of men. We're not talking about, I want to be a 1% man. Well, like, you know, that may or may not be possible depending on your situation. But to be a top 72% man, like, come on, bro. And that's why I want to talk about 3 non-negotiable things that you need to be doing. And if you're doing these things, you're going to be at least the top 25% of guys. And let's be honest, the top 25% of guys are the ones that are having their choice with all the women out there. So first, you have to optimize how other people perceive you. And as a man, the most important thing here is just being fit, not being shredded, being fit. So if you're overweight, you got to get down to a healthy body fat percentage, or girls they're not going to take you seriously. The same thing, if you're extra scrawny right now, you have to put on some muscle mass so girls aren't looking at you as some weak simp. And I know this can seem like this lengthy goal that's going to take years of training and diet. You just got to focus on the first step to getting started. That's why I'd recommend you check out the Beastly app, because it just simplifies your training. It's going to take you through workouts step by step. Make sure you're implementing progressive overload, which is the #1 key to actually build a muscle. And it's also going to make counting your macros like easy as 1, 2, 3. Link in description to get a free trial to the Beastly app. Beyond that, you have to suck it up and spend some money to optimize your style. And this basically comes down just to wearing clothes that fit you well, and there's just solid, neutral colors that are easy to match. Get a couple good pairs of black jeans, a couple pairs of joggers, and there's some fitted t-shirts to match them with. And then just taking care of your hairstyle. So it's a good bet generally to leave it a little bit longer on top, get a fade on the sides. If you're balding, just shave it down, rock the badass look. And for facial hair, as long as you don't have like the patchiest beard ever, I'd recommend doing like a short stubble, kind of like this, or just keep it clean shaven. Second non-negotiable, you have to be a shot taker. You gotta be like Jamal Crawford. All my NBA heads will know he's the type of guy who's gonna take 10 shots, even if he misses all of them. He's gonna keep shooting because he knows he's gonna get hot eventually. The bottom 28% of guys, what happens? They take one shot with the girl they like, she rejects them, and then they get all in their head and think they're a failure and think that they're ugly. The top 25% of guys, they're gonna ask a girl out. She's gonna say, oh, I have a boyfriend. And they're gonna forget about it, and when they have their next shot, they're gonna go ahead and take it. If a random girl rejects you, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you're a failure. You just gotta move on, keep shooting. And 3, you have to get good photos of yourself. Photos are the new online currency. If you're not getting matches on a dating app, it's because your photos aren't good. Most guys' photos are shit. Find a friend with a good camera or hire a local photographer, put together your best outfits, and spend a few hours going to a couple cool locations getting some good photos. Like, if you can't put in that bare minimal effort to adapt to these new times, then you don't deserve to be getting laid, bro. Plus, these photos aren't only good for your dating profiles, they're also good to put on your Instagram, because you better bet when you meet girls in person, they're gonna do a little research on your Instagram, and having good photos there, it can only, help reduce that flake rate. Bro, for some reason I was expecting like a hot-ass delivery girl. Pizza for tonight. By the way, Marco's is probably the best like chain pizza restaurant. Big sausage and pepperoni pizza right there. The reason we got pizza was because we needed to film that cringy intro.
No, the real reason is because I wanted pineapple on my pizza.
Wrapping up the night with the last 2 episodes of The Terminal List, the new Chris Pratt show on Amazon. This is like, it's like a 9.8 out of 10 show.
The first episode, I was like, oh, I don't know, this is gonna be like a nail biter. Like, I'm not gonna be able to sleep. But then it got so freaking good. Like, we've blown through it in like a day.
That all being said, I hope that you enjoyed the video, bro. If you made it to the end, smash that thumbs up button. Seriously, it helps out the channel. If you're new to the channel, remember to click subscribe and turn notifications on because I drop 2 new videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. I will talk to all of y'all in the next video. Stay beastly.